This is Mr. Landshot bringing the finest on War 2 Retribution case side of East Yorkshire, and today we have a 1 vs 1 on Quest's Heresy. On the blue team playing as a Chaos Lord we have Mostafa007, and we have WNxUnclePhil on the red team playing as a Farseer. Mostafa, that's fucking, that's the lion. Is it the bad lion or the good lion from Lion King? I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen that film, although I do love me some Lion King. My favourite Lion King though, alright, don't hate me for this, my favourite Lion King has to be Lion King 3, purely because Timon and Pumbaa are in it, and they are like my favourite characters in any Disney film ever, especially Timon, because, you know what I mean, even though he's a little bit selfish sometimes, his heart's in the right place, and that's all that matters in a Disney film. So anyway, the game that's happening, by the way, you've lost the game if you know what that is. Just got regular builds, we've got some Banshees for Uncle Phil, got some warp generators going down. Mustafa's a little bit late on his, but you know, just general ordinary play. Probably going to see some upgrades going for Uncle Phil since he's put a lot of money into his generators and not getting a fair unit. We'll probably see the same from Mostafa if he's not going to be getting anything else at the moment. No one seems to be getting anything. The Space Marines are going to retreat away from these Banshees, but the Chaos Lord is going to try and chase after them. Have they lost a model? They have not lost a model yet. That's quite interesting. Normally the wind blows and they lose a model, and they are now retreating. Okay, sure, why not? Why the hell not? We also have the Chaos Heretics losing a model to these Guardians. The Guardians are now upgraded with some battle equipment. We're just going to run away, and now Mustafa's going for a second power nerd? Fuck, he's going for a second unit of Chaos Heretics. I see where the rest of his money has gone. He's gone to reinforce this second power nerd. Again, it'd make it less likely to be taken over or harassed, obviously, since you have to destroy it before you decap it. Although managing to decap this requisition. These guys are now going to be forced into melee. They throw a grenade and then try and escape. Each have lost one model, but Chaos Space Marine squad losing a model is obviously slightly more expensive than if a Eldar Guardian squad was to lose a model. Chaos Lord is now going to chase away this Farseer after capping this VP. This Chaos Space Marine is taking a hell of a lot of damage. There's now going to be a Shuriken Cannon team. Very good, since this map has got quite a lot of decent choke points. Obviously, very good to also, what's it called? Support your Banshees. And now this Chaos Lord is just going to stand here and just tank all this damage, because a Chaos Lord is just, especially in Tier 1 versus Eldar, very dangerous to deal with. Guardians are going to try and cap this before running away. Will they? They do, and they... Oh, one escapes. That's quite... Very lucky. Very lucky. This Chaos Lord will now retreat. Although very unusual going for double Shuriken cannons. I find that quite unusual, considering that he's against a Chaos Lord. The Chaos Lord is not... well, cannot be affected by suppression. I don't think it can be affected by stun neither. I think he's just a beast like that. But we'll see. I mean, I guess it's useful against the double heretics. But they have now been both upgraded with grenade launchers. So, I mean, when they do their grenade barrage ability, they'll be able to maybe we'll be able to see it here if they use it. Go on, someone use it. Oh, they've both got their aspiring champions, by the way. By the way, I mean, they're still out of range of the Shuriken cannons, and they still do a hell of a lot of damage, as we can see there. And obviously, when they do their grenade barrage ability, they're able to knock it over and force it to reset. But even without retreating and being suppressed, they can still do a hell of a lot of damage, destroying one Shuriken cannon team. Grenades go down and take out quite a lot of Chaos Heretics on the left side. They will now retreat. Chaos Space Marines now upgraded with their Eternal Wars, you can see with the plus above their name. Although nice flanking manoeuvre by the Howling Banshees and Farseer. No upgrades on the heroes as of yet. It's all quiet. Chaos Lord now going to be running towards these Howling Banshees, going to try and stop them from decapping this victory point, but obviously they will recap it. I don't think they'll be able to tank much damage there, so they will just get in. But giving him a surround, so if when he gets low on health, all he will need to do is just do that sweeping attack, and there we go. Now regaining all the health that he more or less lost, and the Banshees are still taking a lot of damage. One model left. Will it retreat in time? And yes, she will. Escaping with 15 health. Actually, she's losing health. Oh, she's losing health because the Chaos Lord is firing at her. Escaping with 5 health. Uncle Phil is now going for tier 2. Shuriken Cannon taking some fire from double Chaos Heretics. I like the spread that Mostafa has got for his Chaos Heretics. Instead of clumping them together and then them both getting suppressed, if he spreads them out, then only one can be suppressed at one time. So it all depends on what Uncle Phil is going to go for in tier 2. So obviously the Chaos Space Marine player has got quite an advantage in build order, since he's more or less got the hard counter to what the Eldar player has got. And he's not really lost anything. Although, mind you, I mean, these guys would be good against a Shuriken Cannon team, but I mean, facing against some combat units, they will not be as effective now. Now the guide ability going down on the Banshees, obviously helping them do more damage. And taking less damage, I think. I'm not sure, I can't remember. And the Banshees obviously having to retreat. She might go down 21 health. No, they will not go down. Although she might. Actually, she does. Exploding into thousands and thousands of tiny, tiny pieces. Poor chap. So Uncle Phil on a really bad stretch, but he is getting a Wraith Lord. And obviously, Mostafa only being halfway through upgrading to tier 2. He's not going to have anything to counter it for at least the imminent future. Guardians now going to be firing at these Chaos Space Marines. Red team has currently got no victory points. 2-1 to the blue team at 377 to 393. Red team still got more victory points, but that won't be for much longer. Some more grenades going on. I like how he tried to what's it called? Suppress them and then fire a grenade in and do that as a combo. We now have a Shuriken Cannon upgrade for the Wraith Lord. These Heretics are going to have a very bad day. Fastu's now going to try and decap this. He might also want to try and recap his natural resource points as well. We now have we have one of the Chaos Heretics being sacrificed for some bloodletters. Very nice colour scheme, I must say, for the bloodletters even. And if you notice, don't they look a little bit like the bad guy from what's it called? Lion King. Obviously, you know, like dark hair, tips being a little bit orangey. Feeling that they just look like the hyenas. You know, I mean, maybe I'm looking too much into his name, but I think that's what he's been going for. I think he's having a Lion King theme. And now the Chaos Lord just retreating away from the Wraith Lord, taking quite a lot of damage from the Shuriken Cannon. And obviously the Wraith Lord is phenomenally more quicker than the Chaos Lord. Chaos Lord being a very slow, tanky creature. Now being forced away. Red team now going to be capping this VP. We now have a Chaos Dreadnought going for Mostafa. Will he be getting the Mark of Zinch for it, maybe? Mark of Zinch or Mark of Khorne. I can't see him getting a vanilla upgrade. Ah, there we go, Mark of Khorne. I couldn't see him leaving that Dreadnought vanilla for long. We now have some Wraith Guard coming in for the Eldar player. Great unit for helping reinforce his Wraith Lord. Obviously, while he's on the way to getting into close combat, any units that he does not entangle in close combat can be then absolutely smashed up by the Wraith Guard. But the Chaos Dreadnought now just going to charge in. It's going to be supported by Chaos Heretic Warship. At least I presume they're going to reposition and follow him. Eldar Guardian Squad now with their what's it? Fucking Warlock, there we go. The Chaos Dreadnought is now going to try and engage in the Wraith Guard. Obviously, if he engaged the Wraith Lord, he'd be stuck in close combat and he would be taking fire from the Wraith Guard. So, obviously, taking on the Wraith Lord is a priority for him. Farseer in a very unfortunate position. Still no upgrades for any of these heroes. That's very unusual. You normally like see maybe like the Ghost Helm going for the Farseer, Mark of Khorne going for the Chaos Lord, or maybe what's it called, Armour of Inferno? No, not Armour of Inferno. Whatever the fuck it is. You know, the one that does the Let the Galaxy Burn. I think that's the Inferno pistol. If it's even called that, I don't know. I don't know. Now just everyone capping their points. Blue team going to be capping at Red's natural victory point. We now have a Bright Lance going for Uncle Phil. I mean, it's going to be... I mean, obviously, if the Chaos Dreadnought goes down really quickly, then obviously the Bright Lance would have paid for itself if the Bright Lance obviously takes it out itself. But dedicating an entire unit to taking out one Chaos Dreadnought, I'm not sure that it was really necessary if he already had a Wraith Guard and a Wraith Lord. Now got Berserk going down for the Chaos Dreadnought, doing some serious damage to the Wraith Lord. Not sure if he's going to be able to out DPS him before he dies, or the Bright Lance does come in an attempt to save the Wraith Lord. And will he go down? Yes, he will go down. Very good, actually very good call getting that Bright Lance then. And the Bright Lance has definitely paid for itself, saving the Wraith Lord and destroying the Chaos Dreadnought. We now have Plague Marines going down for Mostafa. Going to be important in taking out this Wraith Lord, as it is his only anti-tank vehicle at the moment. We now have an Autarch going down. Very unusual, very unfortunate. Should have at least waited a little bit more just for them to stop, but still doing quite a lot of damage. Managing to disrupt all the Chaos Army. The Bright Lance will retreat though after being charged by the Chaos Heretics. These Chaos Heretics will retreat. The Plague Marines managing to be able to tank out quite a bit of damage from the Autarch. The Autarch now being upgraded with a Executioner's Blade. Chaos Space Marines going to be trying to fire at the Autarch, doing as much damage as they can, but being forced back by the Wraith Lord and the 3 remaining Guardians. The Chaos Lord is now coming to help his Chaos Plague Marines. Autarch jumping out of there and now will be decapping things. Obviously, if the battle is too much for the Autarch, you may as well get her to cap things, since that's what she is best at. And the Plague Marines will retreat after being sandwiched in between all this death and sadness going on here. Still no upgrades for anyone. We now have some Bloodletters going down for Mostafa, or maybe not. He's being a bit undecisive. Obviously, under a lot of pressure, you don't know what you need. And now a triple cap from the red team. 282 to blue and 159 to red. Still could be anyone's game though. He's now going to go for double Plague Marines. Obviously, if one unit of Plague Marines doesn't work, getting 2 is surely going to be more effective. We now have the Wraith Guard capping the requisition point up here, with the Guardians just following around this Wraith Lord, just trying to keep it topped up on its health. Although I'd say that since they've got quite a considerable lead, maybe pushing back just a little bit, just reinforcing all the units, rehealing everything. I mean, obviously, if you're going to engage this, although mind you, colour me wrong, you could be able to pull this off, although the Farseer will retreat. Wraith Lord now following these Chaos Heretics, doing a fair bit of damage with his Shuriken Cannon, but he will now be engaged by double Plague Marines, overextending his Wraith Lord just a little bit. Well, when I said just a little bit, I mean a hell of a lot. Now being reinforced by Khorne Warship. The Wraith Lord will most probably go down. He is kiting the Wraith Lord, something that you don't normally see in Dawn of War 2. That's more of a StarCraft thing. Kiting, if for those of you who don't know, is where you fire and then while you're reloading you move your units, and when you stop reloading you stop them and fire again. Or at least that would be what kiting is in this instance. We now have the Wraith Guard being engaged in melee combat by the Plague Marines. The Autarch now also joining in to help with the damage. The for a second I was about to say the Plague Marines have a lot of damage being dealt to them, but then one of them blew up and then they got all the health back. So I think one of their units was one of their models was sacrificed for Bloodletters to help them in the battle against the Wraith Guard. Wraith Guard definitely lost their Warlock. Chaos Lord being pushed back from decapping this requisition point. The Farseer will be trying to capture this victory point. Farseer now going for her armor of Assyrian. I'll go with that. Why not? Now just people just capping things with the Guardians chasing after those Plague Marines. Very unfortunate choice for them. I'm not sure what they're going to be trying to do now. Maybe retreating, or I'm not even sure what were you doing? What was your plan? What did you hope to achieve there? Autarch now just running behind the front lines, going to be trying to decap this. Probably not going to try and cap the full thing, but just decap and then retreat before she takes this phenomenal amount of fire. Now just jumping in and then retreating. And obviously the Plague Marines taking a lot of, not so much damage from the suppressions. Plague Marines are quite good at resisting suppressive fire. Wraith Guard now moving extraordinarily slowly without their Warlock. I mean, that's just unfortunate. It's just depressing how slow they move without their Warlock. Whether UnclePhil's planning to get something in particular, I don't know. We now have we have Khorne upgrade for the Chaos Space Marines, so we now will have some Khorne Berserkers. Oh, a nice time warp. Time warp. Yeah, I was about to break out into song, but I hate that song. That song is the one song I point blank refuse to even acknowledge exists, apart from obviously then, because it was relevant, I guess. We have Khorne Berserkers now moving in, going to be trying to do as much damage as they can. They will be forcing these guys to fall back. The Bright Lance being forced in melee by the Plague Marines. Plague Marines being hit by a grenade. And these guys are, you're not going to, I mean, Elder Guardians are not going to win in close combat with double Plague Marines. They may as well just retreat, or at least fleet of foot out of there. We now have some Seer Council for UnclePhil. Very good choice. They'll be able to decimate anything that they come across in melee, or at least I think that 1v1 they'll be able to take on Chaos Khorne Berserkers, but we shall see. I mean, just look how much disruption they do, let alone the damage. And we have a nice time warp thing going on by the Eldar player. 1-8-3-2-4-4. Red team really need to get on hand with the decapping and recapping of victory points. Chaos Lord now with his Blood Maul and his Icon of Khorne make him all the more viable in close range. So red team have just really got to step up their game on capturing VPs. They can still win, obviously they have, I mean, I think that they've got the better unit composition. But then again, blue team have got the advantage of control. I mean, of victory points. I mean, just look at what the combination of Blood Maul and the Icon of Khorne does. Like, he was under so much fire and close range combat from the Seer Council, and like normally that would take a hero out like within like 5 seconds or something, but he was able to keep in there for a lot longer than normal. And we have a beautiful time warp going on there, being suppressed and slowed down by the time. And now they're just trying to... I'm not sure what he's doing with these guys. Maybe just move them around, taking on these Guardians. This Shuriken Cannon team. The Wraith Guard now getting in there, going to be taking off some cheeky shots. Going to be falling back. He does not want to overextend. The Wraith Guard going to be taking off a few shots before being forced into melee by these Plague Marines. We now have the grenade barrage going down, forcing these Shuriken Cannon teams to re-thingy. But then we have the what the fuck are they called? The Seer Council moving in from the side, going to be flanking these Chaos Heretics, destroying nearly all their numbers, almost taking out one unit. Aspiring Champion does manage to escape with 15 health. We have the Plague Marines engaging the Wraith Guard. We have the Khorne Berserkers retreating from the Seer Council. And the Plague Marines are going to be trying to do as much damage as they can, staying in there for as long as possible, tying up as much as they can since they have a 3-point lead. They want to distract the blue team away from capping victory points. Shuriken Cannon team going to be recapping... Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, the red team are the Eldar players. So while all his units were being destroyed, the red team were able to recap all this stuff and do some serious VP damage. You see, I thought that for a second I thought that red was chaos, because you know red always seems to me like bad guys, and red is obviously a bad guy colour, at least if you've ever played Command and Conquer. And so while he was engaging up here, I was thinking, oh, so he's captured all this and now he's distracting him, but obviously that's just me being silly, I guess. So it's anyone's game at the moment. Enemy fire being pinned down, in the words of the Chaos Heretics. The Shuriken Cannon has been forced back by the grenade barrages of the Chaos Heretics. Plague Marines are going to try and get in as close as they can, just stopping the red team from capturing the VPs for as long as humanly possible. The red team now with 1 VP. The blue team will need to get at least another VP before they get done did got. Will they do it? They will not. There's no chance of them now. Double being capped and Uncle Phil winning the game. So, very good game overall. And apologies for not having frequent casts. Obviously, I've just got back to university and I'm just getting my timetables and my just general schedule day-by-day things sorted out. So I will have... I'll just try and get more videos planned more frequently. But anyway, yeah, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.